Welcome. My name is Susanna and we are going to be doing a hip mobility practice today. You will need 2 blocks or box if you don't have blocks. And let's start in Sukhasana, a cross-legged seat. And I like to use blocks under my sit bones next to each other. You can also use a bolster or a blanket, perhaps a pillow. Sitting a little taller helps reduce the arch in the lower spine, support the lower back. Find a comfortable seat, roll your shoulders back, level your chin with the ground, and maybe close your eyes if that's comfortable for you right now. You can also have a soft gaze in front on the ground. Let your hands rest on your lap. And notice if your pelvis is tilting forward or backwards, and see whether you can have a neutral pelvis. Maybe sit a little taller. Let yourself arrive here. Notice your breath. Maybe you notice something specific about your breath right now. Maybe it's more constricted right now. Or maybe you are simply noticing that you're breathing. Start lengthening your exhales. Maybe you simply notice how long each inhale is and how long each exhale is. You can also count. Also engage your neocortex. Maybe you want to count to 4 as you inhale and 6 as you exhale, or whatever numbers work for you right now. Feel the expansion of the rib cage. Every inhale. And with every exhale, see whether you can be a little bit more present at this moment. And let anything go that doesn't need to be here right now. And then you can let that exercise go and let your breath return to normal, whatever naturally comes to you. And just observe any sensations, any changes in your breathing. And if your eyes are closed, slowly open them. Slowly let the light come in. Notice anything in front of you. You don't need to identify anything or judge anything. Simply notice what's in front of you. Notice any shapes, colors, textures. And we are going to be doing a short breathing exercise, Nadishodhana, alternate nostril breathing. So for this exercise, we are going to be using the thumb and the ring finger, and you can curl in your index finger and your middle finger. So we are going to be partially covering the right nostril first. Breathe in through the left, cover the left nostril, and breathe out through the right. Inhale through right, and then exhale through left. That's one cycle. So we are going to be doing 3 cycles of these, and you can follow my cueing, or you can also follow your own pace, your own rhythm of breathing. Let's get started. Cover your right nostril, inhale through left. Cover the left and exhale through right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, and then exhale left. You can release your hands and let your breath return to normal. Just let the breath flow. And observe any sensations. Nadishodhana is a cleansing breath. It's also a calming breath. So see how you are feeling right now. And you can let that go. And as you inhale, bring your arms up. And then exhale, lower your hands down. Inhale up. And then exhale, twist over toward your right side. Lower your left hand to your right thigh. Maybe look over your right shoulder. Keep your left hand where it is and lift your right arm up toward the ceiling. And lean over toward the left side. Maybe you look under your right armpit. Stretching the right side body. And then exhale, lower your right hand down to your left thigh, coming to cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, cat pose. Inhale to cow pose, look up and arch the spine. And then exhale, neutral spine. And then let your hands go. And switch the crossing of your legs. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale, twist over toward the left side this time. Lower your right hand down to your left thigh. Look over the left shoulder if it's not too strenuous for your neck. Leave your right hand where it is and inhale your left arm up toward the ceiling. Lean over toward the right side, stretching the left side body. And then exhale, lower your left hand down to your right thigh, crossing the arms again. And then bringing your chin to your chest, coming to cat pose. And as you inhale, cow pose, arch the spine. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine. And one more time, inhale to cow, lift your chin, look up. And then exhale, let that go. And find cross-legged seat. Bring your arms up one more time, inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. Keep your seat bones on the ground here or whatever you are sitting on. And inhale, walk up, bring your hands closer to your legs once more. And roll over your shins and remove the blocks or whatever you're sitting on. And then come to tabletop. In tabletop, have your wrist under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And find a neutral spine. Have your cervical spine be an extension of the rest of the spine, so the neck. And then start moving around here however you would like to. So maybe you do some cat and cows. So you arch the spine and round the spine. Or you can also introduce some bigger movements, whatever feels good to you right now. Just move around with your breath. What comes to you organically at this moment? Let's all come to a neutral spine again. And let's do some hip circles. Maybe you've been doing some of those already. But if not, let's circle the hips here. And then switch direction. And then come to stillness. Your next exhale, push back to a child's pose. So hips come to your heels. And in an inhale, come forward again to tabletop. Exhale to child's pose. And then inhale to tabletop. Once more, exhale. Inhale. And this time, curl your toes under and keep doing this movement. So exhale, hips to your heels. So stretching the feet also. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale. And then inhale, Inhale once more to tabletop. And hover your knees off the ground this time. And then exhale, hips to your heels. Inhale to tabletop with your knees hovering. Exhale, push back. And one more, inhale. Exhale, push back. And next time you inhale, you're going to bring your right foot with you and place it outside of your right hand. So inhale, step forward, coming to lizard lunge. And in lizard lunge, you can always lower your knee down, or you can keep it lifted. Inhale here and exhale, dip your chest toward the ground, bend your elbows. And as you inhale, plant your left hand on the ground, bring your right arm up toward the ceiling, easy twist. Exhale, lower your hand down to the ground. And step back to plank, so bring your right foot next to your left. Hold in plank. Push the mat away from you and arch the upper back. And then slowly lower your knees down to the ground. Finding tabletop again. Curl your toes under and again hover your knees off the ground. And push your hips back toward your heels. And as you inhale, bring your left foot forward outside of your left hand. Coming to lizard lunge. Again, you can lower your knee down. And inhale in, and as you exhale, bend your elbows. Dip your chest. And as you inhale, bring your left arm up toward the ceiling, easy twist. Look out. Exhale, lower your hand down to the ground. Curl your toes under, inhale to plank. Again, bring the shoulder blades away from each other here, around the upper back. And then lower your knees down to the ground. Bring the big toes to touch. Push your hips back toward your heels again for child's pose. And this time we are going to stay in child's pose. And you can always bring your knees out wide, so they are as wide as your mat. And bring your forehead to the ground. If child's pose is challenging for you, you can always lift your hips away from your heels and find sort of a puppy pose-like shape. You can also place blocks in between your hips and your heels, or a pillow or whatever you have with you. A rolled up blanket works as well. So find rest in this pose. And feel your lower back expanding with every inhale. Your rib cage expanding outward and forward. And then inhale, come back to tabletop. Walk your hands forward, just about one handprint distance. Curl your toes under, lift your knees. Downward facing dog. Push your hips up and back and really push the mat away from you here to help you lower your heels closer toward the ground. Spread your fingers so you're supported by all parts of your hands here. Walk your feet toward your hands, coming to forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to here to fold forward from the hips. You're always welcome to use blocks under your hands to find support. Just let yourself hang here. And bend your knees deeply. And inhale, bring your arms up toward the ceiling. Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, lower your hands down next to your torso. Find Tadasana, mountain pose. Let your hands just rest next to your torso here. Roll your shoulders back. And roll your inner thighs forward here. And find the support of the ground with all parts of your feet. So you're supported by the ball of the big toe, the ball of the small toe, and the outer and inner edges of your heel bones. Evenly distribute the weight in between your 2 feet and throughout your feet. Root down through the earth. Inhale your arms up, look up, and then exhale, swan dive forward. Find forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Push your hands into your shins, or maybe blocks that are in front of you. Long spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees deeply, plant your hands on the ground, and step back to plank pose. Inhale here, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Push your hips up and back. In downward dog, come to your toes, and see whether you can lift your hips up a little higher, push your hips a little more up and back, and then lower your heels back down. Inhale your right leg up toward the ceiling. Come to your toes, your left toes. Keep your hips high and bring your foot in between your 2 thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the ground, untuck the toes. And inhale your arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, cactus your arms. Back bend. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale, lower them down, frame your foot. Place your left hand down next to your right foot. Inhale for an easy twist. Twist toward the right side. Bring your right arm up. Open the chest toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower your hand down. Lift your back knee and come to your back toes. Inhale your arms up, high lunge. Energize your legs here. Engage the muscles. Really feel your thighs pulling away from each other. Your next exhale, warrior two. Turn toward the left side. Bring your arms out wide. And have your left foot be in a 45-degree angle. Look over your right fingertips. Flip your right palm. Inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Side stretch of the right side body. And then exhale, come to extended side angle. So come forward and place your hand, place your forearm on top of your right thigh. Or maybe you bring a block next to your right foot. And inhale your arms up overhead. And maybe you look up. You can also keep your gaze at the horizon or look down if that's more comfortable for your neck. Really feel your left side body stretching here, getting long. And then inhale back to warrior two. And then inhale warrior one. Bring both arms up. And maybe you need to adjust a little bit to turn toward the front of your mat. Inhale here. And then exhale. Bring your arms down behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale for a back bend. Bring your knuckles away from your glutes. And exhale, fold over your right leg. And then maybe your knuckles are down at your low back. Maybe they come towards the ceiling. Inhale, come upright. And then let the clasp of your hands go. Bring your arms up. And then exhale, warrior two once more. Inhale, straighten your front leg. You're going to come to triangle pose. Reach forward and push your hips back. And then lower your right hand down. Left arm comes up. And then maybe you place your right hand on your shin, maybe on a block. Inhale, back to warrior two, bend your front knee. And pivot your foot so you find high lunge, so you're facing toward the front of the mat. And then look down to your right foot. Bring the weight of your body to your right foot and step forward, lifting your left knee toward your chest. Find balance. Inhale here and exhale. I'm going to come to figure four chair pose. So place the left ankle on top of your right thigh. Bend your right knee. And maybe you bring your hands to heart center. The weight of your body is mostly on your heel here. And then inhale, straighten your right leg. And then kick your left foot behind you, coming to warrior three. Maybe you bring your arms up, bring your arms in front of you. You can also find the ground or blocks, so it's more of a half split. Or supported warrior three. Find what works for you right now. And then exhale, slowly lower down, bring your left foot next to your right. Forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold around the spine. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, bring your arms up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Bend your knees deeply and plant your hands on the ground. Step back to plank pose. Inhale here and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up toward the ceiling. And again, come to your right toes. And keep your hips high as you bring your left foot forward in between your hands. No lunge, lower your back knee down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Inhale, bring your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus arms, back bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, foot over your left leg. Plant your right hand next to your left foot. Inhale, easy twist. Open your chest, left arm comes up. Exhale, lower your hand down. Tuck your toes, lift your knee. Inhale, bring your arms up, high lunge. See whether you can straighten your right knee, your back knee a little more perhaps. As you exhale, warrior two, turn toward the right side. Your back toes are in a 45-degree angle. Flip your front palm, inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale and come forward to extended side angle. Your knee is more or less above your ankle. Bring your right arm up overhead. When you open your chest toward the ceiling a little more. Inhale, warrior two. Come up. And feel that fire in your front leg. Inhale, warrior one. Turn toward the front of your mat. You might need to adjust your legs here a little bit. Exhale, lower your arms down and clasp your fingers behind you. Inhale to a little back bend, bring your knuckles away from your glutes. Roll your shoulders back, look up. Inhale here and exhale, fold over your left leg. Humble warrior. Inhale, come up. Let the clasping of your hands go. And bring your arms up. Exhale to warrior two. Straighten your front knee. Inhale here and exhale. Come forward, push your hips back. And then lower your hand down. Maybe it lands on your shin, maybe on a block, maybe on the ground. And open up your chest toward the ceiling. So your shoulders are stacked here, coming to triangle Trikonasana. Engage your legs here. Bring the outer side of your right foot down to the ground, rooting down. Inhale, come upright, bend your front knee, warrior two. And then pivot your foot, bring your arms up, finding high lunge, facing toward the front of the mat. With your next inhale, we are going to step forward and bring your right knee toward your chest. Standing knees. Energize your lifted leg here. Flex your feet. Flex your foot, the right foot. Inhale here and exhale. Figure 4 chair pose. Bend your left knee. Bring your ankle to your thigh. Maybe hands come towards center. Keep your hips level here. Inhale, and as you exhale, straighten your knee and kick your foot back. Coming to warrior 3. I have a lot of space here. Maybe you will bring your arms out in front of you. Maybe you are using blocks for support, books. Maybe you are in a standing split. And then exhale, lower all the way down to a forward fold, Uttanasana. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, bring your arms up. And then exhale, lower your hands down next to your torso. And bring your knees out as wide as your mat. Toes facing out. Bring your hands to heart center. And at your next exhale, bend your knees and come down to a Malasana squat. Push your knees away from you here with your elbows. And then you might find it helpful to place a blanket under your heels if your heels are not on the ground. Supportive. Lower your left hand down toward the ground. Push against your left knee. Inhale your right arm up toward the ceiling and twist toward the right. Exhale, lower down. And again, press your right elbow, right arm toward your right knee. And then inhale your left arm. Twist toward the left. Exhale, lower your hand down to the ground. And if you have a blanket under your heels, you can remove that. Come to your toes and step back to plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your right leg up toward the ceiling. Step it forward in between your thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the ground. And then maybe you have your blocks nearby. Inhale here, and as you exhale, push your hips back toward your heels, or your left heel, and come to your right heel. So we are going to come to Ardha Hanuman. Have your toes point toward the ceiling. So flex your foot here. And maybe straighten the front knee. It can be a little bit bad, of course, too. Adjust your body's needs. Inhale, place your foot on the ground. Come forward to low lunge and bring your right foot to the left edge of your mat. Place your shin down to the ground, come into pigeon pose. So here you might find it helpful to bring your heel closer toward your hips. Or maybe it's more parallel toward the mat. It's another variation of pigeon that you could try to lower your right cheekbone to the ground and bend your left knee, the knee behind you. That's a variation of pigeon if you would like to try that. Wherever you are, inhale, lengthen the spine. If you wish, then you can fold forward as you exhale. Maybe you find it helpful to place a block or something under your forehead for support. And then slowly come upright. If you are down on the ground, curl your toes under. And then come to a one-legged downward facing dog as you exhale. Lift your right leg. And scorpion your legs, so stack your hips and bring your heel toward your glutes. Keep your shoulders square here. So here you are opening up your hips. And then exhale, lower your foot down to the ground. Bring your left leg up toward the ceiling. Step it forward in between your thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the ground, untuck your toes. And then push your hips back toward your heel. Again, maybe you find the blocks helpful here. Lift your toes, flex your foot. And straighten your front leg. Ardha Hanuman. Maybe fold over your leg. Exhale, place your foot on the ground. And then again, bring your left foot with your right hand to the right edge of your mat. Place your shin down to the ground, finding pigeon pose. Roll your inner thigh toward the ceiling here. And then inhale, and then maybe fold over your leg. Maybe we are choosing this other variation where you lower your left butt cheek to the ground and bend your knee behind you. I didn't mention this for the first variation, but you're always welcome to place something under your left hip, under your the hip of the bent leg. Maybe a block or maybe a bolster or a rolled up blanket for support. And place your hands on the ground, come upright. Move your props. Tuck your toes under. And then find downward facing dog. One-legged downward facing dog with your left leg lifted. Inhale here and exhale, scorpion dog. Bring your heel toward your glutes. Let your foot just comfortably hang here. And keep your shoulders square, stack your hips. And then exhale, lower your foot down, downward facing dog. And your next exhale, lower your knees down to the ground. Cross your ankles, sit back, and find your way down to your back. Bring your knees toward your chest. With a little squeeze and hug, wrap your arms around your knees. And then lower your feet down to the ground, knees facing up. Bring your heels closer toward your glutes. Maybe you can even touch them with your fingertips. You're gonna come up to bridge pose. So push your feet into the ground. Inhale, lift your hips. Also push your shoulders into the ground. So you are supported by your feet and your shoulders here. Keep your head light. Exhale, lower down. And then one more time, inhale, hips up high. Push the mat away from you with your feet. And then inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Just observe how your right side is feeling. Needs to use more strength. And then exhale, lower your foot down. And then lower your hips down to the ground. And just notice here for a second what one side is feeling compared to the other. After lifting the left leg, but not quite, not yet the right. Inhale your hips up high again. Root down through your feet here. Inhale your right leg up. See how that makes the left side feel. And then exhale, lower your foot down. And lower your hips down. Bring your right ankle on the top of your left thigh. You can stay right here, maybe push your thigh away from you with your right hand. You can also lift your foot, grab hold of your hamstrings with your hands, interlace your hands. You can also grab hold of your shin. Wherever you feel enough stretch in your outer right hip, don't overdo it. Listen to your body here. And then exhale, lower your foot down to the ground. And then lower your other foot down. So we are back on our backs with both feet on the ground, knees facing up. Again, maybe you notice how one side is feeling compared to the other. Inhale your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you push your thigh a little bit away from you. Or you can lift your foot up from the ground as you inhale. Grab hold of the hamstrings or your shin. Feeling the stretch in the outer left hip, excuse me. I like to flex my feet here to engage them, but you can also just relax your feet. And then exhale, lower your right foot down, and then your left foot down. Bring your knees toward your chest. Maybe hug your knees. And with your next exhale, supine twist. So lower your right knees down to the ground, toward the right side. Maybe you shift your hips toward the left a little more. Open up your arms into a T shape. If you have space, so you can cactus your arms. And maybe look over to the opposite side of your knees, toward the left. Make sure that both shoulders are on the ground here. Can wiggle around if you need to. Inhale both knees back to center. And then let them fall over to the left side this time. Adjust your hips, shift them toward the right a little more. Open up your arms. Maybe lift your shoulder blades off from the ground so you can adjust them, that they're both planted down, planted in the ground. And maybe you look over toward the right side. Inhale back to center. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. And actually bring your soles of the feet toward each other and knees out wide. Did not mention to bring the blocks closer to you, so you might need to get up and find them, which I had to do. But I really like placing blocks under my knees here for support, and supine Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, to kind of fight the pull of gravity here, so my knees are not falling down further than I would like them to. And feel the support of the ground here underneath you. And you can stay here if this is comfortable for you. Find whatever position is best right now for Shavasana. So some variations here. You can bring the soles of the feet on the ground, knees falling toward each other, and bring the soles of the feet actually a little bit wider, so as wide as your mat perhaps, so you can find constructive rest. You could just extend your legs out in front of you. Maybe place a bolster or a blanket under your knees. What I really like to do. That supports the arch in the lower back. Wherever you are, connect to the support of the ground. Feel your feet. Feel your arms and hands. Your skull, your shoulder blades, your pelvis on the ground. Let yourself surrender to gravity. Start to deepen your breath. Lengthening your exhales. Bring some gentle movement back into your body. Whatever feels good to you right now, moving the toes, fingers, maybe moving your head side to side. When you're ready, roll over to your left side. Coming into fetal position. And when you're ready, find your seat. Take your time. Let your hands rest on your lap. And then just observe your breath as we are here. Maybe you find that your breath is smoother than at the beginning of our class. Maybe you notice something different. Or maybe you are just noticing that you're breathing. We're going to close our practice with a few rounds of primary breathing or B breath. So inhale, and when we exhale, we're going to make a sound of a B. And an option here is to also use your arms, use your hands. So you can cover your eyes with your middle finger and your ring finger. Maybe even cover your ears with your thumbs, shutting down two of your senses. And then hear your sound, the humming, just inside of you. So that's one option to explore. You can also just let your hands rest on your lap. You're gonna do 5 rounds of these. So let's begin with an inhale and follow your own pace here. No rush, but whenever you're ready, you can let your hands rest on your lap and just observe any sensations, the aftermath of that breathing exercise. Bring your hands towards center. As you exhale, you may bow forward. And then inhale your arms up. As you exhale, release your practice. We are practicing for ourselves, but also for those around us. Thank you for joining me in this practice today.